there were some questions about the exam, and I think this is one of those things where students, um, where the students and I don't have the same understanding, and so maybe I need to be a little more clear. If you're crunched for time, um, and you have accommodations through DSPS, you just need to give me that sheet, and then I can take care of that. But I can't just randomly give people who ask for more time, because that's not a level playing field for the rest of us. And the next thing is, if you didn't do the 3 worksheets that were empirical formula worksheets for this week, and I can see who's turned those in. I've received several emails, people saying, oh, there wasn't enough time to do the exam, but those people hadn't turned those worksheets in. So I'm thinking, you did do the worksheets, because those will help prepare you for the exam. And the next thing is, I had a student saying that they didn't have enough time for the exam because they had to dig through their notes to find example problems. And I thought, no, you're taking an exam. I'm limiting the time on the exam to something that is reasonable. If you can do the exam without the notes. The notes are really just to make you comfortable. But if you were in class, it wouldn't be open note. The only reason it's open note now is because we're online, and some students will do it open note, whether that's allowed or not. And I don't want students who are cheating to have an advantage over students who are honest. So really, you shouldn't be using your notes. You can, but you don't really have time for it. The good news is this is just one of 4 exams and then a final that we have this semester. And this one exam score is not going to ruin anybody's grade. It's just a chance for us to learn how to do this better. And the next thing is, I've been teaching a long time, and there are students that finished on time. Once I'm done grading the questions that I need to grade, I can make adjustments, and I have a sense of what is reasonable to adjust. So even though not you here, but somebody out there in Zoom land, may ask for something and I say, I can't do that. I can't do something for one person, but I can make an adjustment that I offer to everybody. And so if that is appropriate, I will do that. I don't think that's going to be necessary, but I haven't seen, how all the chips land, because I haven't graded my part of that exam. The next thing is that there is the second part, which is nomenclature, 48 points. And you're going to take that between today and tomorrow night at midnight. Tuesday at midnight, part 2 is just, if you know what you're doing, there's plenty of time. Just so you know, I have had students finish that. Like the fastest one was like 6 minutes, and that person got all the credit. Now, granted, that's the superstar in the class, but I'm just saying nobody is needing an hour for the nomenclature part. The hour is simply so you can do it and then find your answers and then go back and make sure you chose your answer, double check. So if you have any anxiety about part 1, be reassured, part 2, even though you should come prepared and not need your notes, you can have your notes, and there is plenty of time. So does anybody have any questions or comments about the first exam 2, part 1?
I was wondering, for future exams, would you ever consider adding maybe like 10 minutes so we could scan our work? If not, I totally understand, but I think the hardest part about the time management was trying to find time to scan everything, convert to PDF, and upload it.
Yeah, totally. So here's what we've done in the past. Now, not everybody gets the memo, because we're not always at the same place at the same time. This is one of those places where I feel like I'm repeating myself, but because we're not all in the same room, if you didn't hear it, it's okay. I might have said it on a video, but you didn't watch that particular video. I get it. So no, when that happens, just send it as soon as you can through email after the exam. And if you send it within 15 minutes, I know that's an honest effort. If you send it the next day, I start to put, I wonder. But so when that happens, just know that you can send those things through email, and students have done that.
Okay. I sent mine through the work submission. So do you want me to email it to you as well?
No. I'm just saying, when students get to the place, like it's the end of the exam and they're not able to submit, computer things happen, or Cam Scanner wouldn't open quick enough, and my portal just closed. Just send it to me through email. When I'm grading and I have a blank somewhere you left this unanswered, I go to my email and I search your names, and then I find the material. So as long as you submit it closely after you finish the test, I'm totally fine with that. For me, just make sure you get it to me.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, totally fine. Oh, and the next thing is, so for this test, I needed you to upload your work. I just need to see that you've done work, that you're not using someone else's answers. So it doesn't need to be pretty. When I take a test, unless I'm presenting work, like on problems 2 and 11, like I would organize that because I'm being graded on how I've presented it. I want partial credit. But if you're just showing me your work, it's just the work that you did. And if it's splotch, 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 I will sort through that. And if I feel like that work doesn't justify your answers, we can have a conversation, but that's not going to be a problem. So any other questions about taking the test? Also, this isn't the first time we've had to upload files. Oh, actually though, who was I just talking to? Alina. Yes, I can definitely add 10 minutes, but here's what's going to happen is there's going to be a student that uses that 10 minutes to keep answering problems and still has to upload through email. So I hear what you're saying is totally reasonable. I can add that to the next test. But for the student that just goes right up to the last minute and runs out of time, definitely email as soon as you can. So one score is not going to ruin you. And you're about to take, for most of you, part 2. Just know that there's a lot more time for part 2. People have gotten it done in 10 minutes and gotten good scores. So just make sure you're prepared before you take the test. That you're in a good testing environment. You know, that means get a snack, close the doors, the sound out, use the restroom, you know, get into your calm place and then take the test. But part 2 should not be as time crunched as part 1. And also there's no file uploads. That probably helps.